Everybody, Ralph Havens here. And for some reason, I've been obsessed with healing. And healing is a funny word. Only funny because, funny because there's some laws that are in place about using the word healing, and and then there's the idea of like, can somebody heal somebody else? And so, first, the laws. You know, there's a law that you have to be careful with what you say about, can somebody heal from something? Can somebody heal somebody else? And I guess that's a pretty good idea in some ways. You know, you don't want to like make false claims, and there's no guaranteed results, of course. And and so yeah, you got to be careful with how you talk about that sort of thing. And then when you think about it, healing, what is it? Um, can somebody truly heal somebody else? Like if somebody has a cut and they go get stitches, did the person that put the stitches on heal them? Not really, right? The person's body healed. And if the stitches didn't make it heal, if it didn't heal, then what's going on? Maybe it's infected and they need to get rid of an infection first, and then it'll heal. Or maybe they have diabetes and their blood sugar is all off, and they're not healing. And so the blood pressure, I mean the blood sugar needs to be under control, and then they can heal. So I feel like you can take away reason somebody is not healing, whether it's a nutritional thing or some other problem, some other infection thing, or even a mental or emotional, spiritual block to healing. But ultimately, the person heals. The person heals, and so of course that's true. So that goes pretty good with that law, I guess. You've got to like acknowledge that there's something about healing that we don't know. For some reason, it's something that I've been obsessed with. Even when I was a kid, I used to ask people about their pains and their problems as if I was able to diagnose something back then. And but I was always interested in that. And so there was something that happened back early in my career. I've been doing start off as a physical therapist in 1985, so that's a long time ago, almost 35 years ago now. And and along the way, I thought I was scientific, and I thought I needed to not be fooled by different kinds of healing modalities. I didn't want to just kind of like go down some weird path of alternative healing. I wanted to make sure I was doing it scientifically. So I prided myself on being an orthopedic physical therapist. But I had this one mentor, and he was getting these amazing results with clients that had all sorts of chronic stuff going on, really weird medical type conditions and other chronic and mysterious conditions. And one time he told me about a guy that came to see him with black feet. He wasn't a black guy, but he had black feet, and he had terrible pains and conditions. And so my friend, the physical therapist who was into this alternative kind of way of doing stuff, he found problems around the liver, and he shifted things with the way this part of the body moves, the way where the liver is, and then the liver was moving more freely inside the body, and blood flow was coming in and out, and the guy's feet quit being black, and he quit having pain. And that was the one story that I heard that made me think, okay, I don't know what he's doing, and it sure doesn't sound scientific, but at least in my mind then, now it does sound very scientific and very sound, the principles of it. And I'll tell you about that again in a minute. But it led me down a path of what's called cranial sacral and visceral manipulation. The old osteopaths from France and even the old osteopaths from the United States, some of that work. And then that work led me to Sharon Giammatteo in integrative manual therapy. And that was 110 classes over 10 years from 2000 2010. And I still work with her husband. She's passed away, but I still work with him to learn and study. And so my guiding principle is that if you have a person here and they have a certain condition, and then whatever you do in here, whether it's energy work or healing work or changing a nutritional thing or shifting an infection or clearing a mindset thing or a victim thing, whatever you do in here as a practitioner, what is the result? And so there's test, and then there's retest. And not retest, a month later, retest right away. Like you do a session and retest, and what's different. And by doing that over and over and over again, when more and more people come into my office, into my space, work with me, then I test, I get a hypothesis. I think I see this, I feel this, I see this, I do what I do, and then I retest. So that when the fifth person comes in with that, I've seen things work when I see certain patterns, then I can do those same type things and then notice if the result is the same. And if 20 times happens and the result is very good, then I know that whatever this was in here is useful. And of course it can get refined, whatever this is in here. But this is how a practitioner can get to be advanced or get to have skills after 20, 30 years of training, because the clients teach us. So you notice what you notice here, you have a hypothesis, this is what it looks like would work, you do stuff, whether it's conventional looking stuff or alternative stuff or nutrition stuff or mindset stuff or clearing blocks to physical or mental or emotional spiritual pains, blocks, and then you retest right away. And then this person comes in the next day and you see how it's going since the last session. And so, oh, wow, you're even better than when you left. And so let's see where you're at now. And now let's do this stuff, whatever you learn, as a practitioner, all the 35 years of training, and then let's retest. And so as more and more people come in, this is what I've done to hone my craft, to get what so even though I have certifications, I was certified in orthopedic physical therapy, I've been certified in integrative manual therapy, certified in other things with the feet. There's all sorts of stuff that training that I've gotten. For some reason, that's been my thing. But the important part is that I keep testing and retesting. And then whatever this is in the middle can keep getting better and better and better and better, but always testing, always testing. And that, I think, is the key to helping somebody heal. And I don't think I'm really helping somebody, I'm not healing somebody. What I'm doing is noticing what's in the way of somebody's healing, kind of like that cut, what's in the way of that person healing and shifting that pattern. And it could be things to tell you what to do, like, changes in nutrition, some specific homework, some specific exercises, specific things to clear spiritual pains, different things, and then retesting. And so that's the key. And that's why people hire me. People hire me to get over the autoimmune and the anxiety conditions, the chronic and the mysterious stuff, even if they've tried a lot of other stuff. Because a lot of practitioners just have a certain set thing, one thing that they do, but they're not retesting. Retesting right away. That's the key, so that you can learn. And so when you're looking for a practitioner, somebody to work with, what you want to look for, I would recommend, is somebody that tests and retests. Like if you walk into an office, you should walk out feeling different. Something should have happened right then. And then something should continue to happen, and life should get better and better. And that's what I think true healing is all about, and true learning about healing. So that's what I have for you today. And I want to just check and see where I put this, because I have a program where you can actually talk to me for a while. And I don't open it up all the time, but you can go to ralphhavens.com/breakthrough session. ralphhavens.com/breakthrough session. Because I don't want to work with somebody that I don't think I can help. But if I've seen your pattern and I can see the way to get you here, then I can let you know. And then if you like, we can talk about it. We can talk about working together. And my standards are very high. Like I won't take somebody with a condition that requires this to get here if they only want to do this, or they can't do that, or they have excuses about this. So this is not for everybody, not for everybody. But if you have a chronic condition, a chronic autoimmune condition, the chronic anxiety conditions, stuff that I've solved for myself and my own family and for many people over 35 years, then it's worth the call to me. It's worth the call. You know, even sometimes I've got people that think, well, you know, it costs some money, I don't know, da da da. And so if it's not worth it to you, I understand that, you know, money's a certain thing. But if it's something that you really want to get over and you've tried a lot of stuff, it could be worth a call to see what I see. And I'd be happy to talk with you about that. So go ahead and just send me a message if you want. You can go to ralphhavens.com/breakthrough session. And I'd be happy to chat with you and see if it's something I can help with. So so hope you're having a great Monday. And one of the reasons I'm down here instead of in my office, we sold our house out in Maple Falls, out by the mountain, and we're in town now, but we're renting, and it's a beautiful house, 1916 house. It's beautiful, and but then we can't do everything we want to the house, right? Although it is a pretty darn good house. But one thing we want to do is we noticed that one of the things that affects health is cell phones and Wi-Fi and that sort of thing. So we have everything hardwired in, but it's getting cold now up here in the Northwest. So one of my workarounds was I had a little cable that went out one of the windows to my upstairs office, took up into my computer there, so I didn't have to be on Wi-Fi. I didn't have to zap the kids, you know, when I was working. But we got to talk to our landlord just to make sure, can we put one of those little like phone jack things and plug it in here and then feed it up through to this top and plug it in there. So Jen's going to check with our landlord and see. It's a no big deal thing. It's just a little plate, but since it's not our house, we need to ask. But that's one of the things that's been so big for us, is to see where people are with their Wi-Fi and EMF thing. It's one of many, 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 many things that could be kind of like with the cut and the thing that's stopping somebody from healing some pretty chronic stuff. So you know, you can check into that if you want. Message me if you want, and then go to ralphhavens.com/breakthrough session, and I've got a video for you there. And I'll talk to you all tomorrow. All right, bye now.